And then this morning, Woj says, I still got my fastball.
Yeah.
I still have my fastball. Dan Hurley, though, as the Lakers head coach, I don't think any of us thought of this because I just view him as like a college ball guy. He'd be able to make the transition, right? As I'm talking to people that aren't really basketball people, our opinion matters. Dan Hurley feels like a guy who could reach people and coach people no matter where they are. I don't know the NBA culture well enough. I don't know what Dan Hurley does and how he does. I just assume the guy's going to be able to coach wherever the hell he wants and have success wherever he wants. I don't know if that's the right way to look at it, but that's how I view it all.
No, I think that's the assumption. I mean, he's arguably, if not the best coach in college basketball.
I think he is, right? I mean, that's not even like a...
Well, I mean, look, guys like Patino are still there, so, you have some of the old guards still. But in terms of, like, guys right now, absolutely. I just think it's tough. He seems like the kind of guy where, like, if he were to go to a different team with a bunch of young guys where he can kind of, like, mold everything and do it that way, like, the LeBron aspect of it makes it tough because it seems like LeBron's going to kind of butt heads with whoever his head coach is going to be because he's obviously played for so long. He's got all of his opinions. So, like, and with how fiery of a guy Hurley is, like, I don't know if that would necessarily work, but in terms of just like, could this guy go win in the NBA? I think it's a no-brainer. I think
we'll be talking to Chris Paul today in the second hour. He'll be here live. I mean, perfect day for Chris Paul to stop by with the NBA Finals tipping off. He'll give us a lot of game on that. And also, like, how players will respond to a Dan Hurley-style coach. He's front of the program. I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
I love everything. I love his moxie. I love his attitude. I love how he doesn't give a shit. Like, he is going to be himself. Regardless. Not bad for L.A., right? Los Angeles feels like he'd be, just like J.J. Redick would have been perfect for L.A. because he talks and he has personality and does his thing and he knows ball. It's like Dan Hurley going out there is going to be must watch. If he has success there, think of all the movie people that are like, we need to make character after Dan Hurley. Some stats here on this particular graphic. Shout out to Derek for putting it together. He signed a 6-year, $32 million extension with UConn last year, right?
Yep.
So that's like 5 point something a year. He could potentially be pulling in 14, 15 million in the NBA. He could certainly ask for that if he wanted to, with the pedigree that he has. His teams have been dominant. They have had no let up. Why not Dan Hurley for the Lakers? I was very intrigued with J.J. Redick. But then as I think about Dan Hurley making it, it's like...
Why are we just hearing about it, too? Were they obviously, they've been talking to him, and they know that he is willing and probably to come do this, but why are we just hearing about it?
So, I don't know, but allegedly, it might have been with the team, like the UConn team didn't want to get out.
Yeah, when you're leaving a basketball program, you have all these recruits, you have everybody that... It is a weird spot for Hurley, even. It's like bittersweet. Yeah, I get to go coach the Lakers, hopefully, and get paid a ton of money, but you're leaving... where you built this monster in UConn.
A machine. It seemingly was a machine. The next 7-foot-tall athletic guys coming in here, like Kling Kong had, and then we're just going to keep doing this thing. And he had it like kind of ready to go, which is not easy to do in the modern world with NIL, with transfer, with everything. Not easy to do. Seemingly had it figured out. So I would assume they were trying to keep it as quiet as possible for the good of the team. Allegedly, Fox Sports is reporting that he had a meeting with the team this morning and told him, like, very real. I am talking to him, trying to be as transparent as possible. But, like, that's a tough spot whenever you're telling kids when you're recruiting them. And this is why when college coaches leave jobs and go other places, we talk about it. We're like, oh, this team got better because they got this coach. It's like there's probably a lot of uncomfortable moments with that coach because they went into families' houses and said, like, hey, come to my school. I will help become boy to man, make MBA. This is how we run things. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, actually, with that being said, there's like a $10 million more per year job that I'm going to go get. And that's a lesson for you guys. You guys, if you guys ever get this opportunity, you should think about doing it as well. I assume that's why it was so quiet.
And what's kind of awesome for LA, it's like, hey, you get the #1 college football coach and college basketball coach now. Like Harbaugh and Hurley all of a sudden kind of run LA together, and they're almost like.
And McVay looks like he's in college.
McVay is still a college guy. Like in the Clippers, Ty Lue still a college guy. You could say it's kind of great times for LA, no matter what team you root for.
Yeah, let's talk about Dan Hurley. Okay, I don't know. College guys in the NFL have not done I mean, there's been a couple that have made it. Obviously, people say that like Pete Carroll is a college guy because he coached in college, but he started in the NFL. All of our big-time coaches in college football have tried to make it in the NFL, and it's not gone well because it's two different humans, two different lifestyles, two different operations, and you don't have nearly as much control. How do you feel about Dan Hurley potentially getting the gig over there for the Lakers? And obviously, you're tight with LeBron. How would he feel with somebody like Dan Hurley coming in there from what we know about him outside looking in?
Yeah, I don't know how he would feel, first and foremost. I don't know.
Speak for LeBron.
Go
hey, speak for LeBron.
That's what's not going to happen. Right. But as far as Dan Hurley, I woke up just like y'all, to that news or whatnot. And half of this stuff, you don't know if it's true. right?
Well, Shams told us yesterday, JJ.
Bingo.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Shams literally told us yesterday. He wasn't the only one. Everybody was.
I know JJ. He was my teammate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He would have been a good coach, you think, regardless.
Well, I'm just saying, you ain't necessarily got to believe everything you hear. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm just saying, like, you play, right?
Yes. A lot of bullshit out
You used
there.
to have Aaron, right? Every, what was it, Monday? Tuesday. My bad. Players mess up, too. Every Tuesday, right? So all the stuff that would be going out there circulating about him, you knew what was true and what was not.
Agreed.
Right? Same thing with all the other stuff, saying that this is going to be the coach of that, right? So you just never know. But as far as Dan Hurley, I got so much respect for him because not just how he coaches, but how his players respond to him. You know, being players, you can see that when a coach is coaching, if everybody is like in the huddle, you know, like listening, you know, you can see the way that guys, like during a free throw, the body language, guys huddle up or whatnot. So I think ultimately, if he does make that decision, he'll definitely have that respect.
Is it tough? Oh, so you think you'll automatically have success because of it,
I
or
ain't
respect?
say that about success.
No, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but the respect because of the success that he had at college. You think?
Maybe, but it's a different game, and you're dealing with different things. Now with NIL, though, college kids getting money. You know what I mean? NBA guys getting money too. So I'm just as interested as y'all are to see what happens.